Hi, I'm joined again by Tim Petty from Auto Solutions. This time we've got a bit of an exclusive because I'm leaning on a car that's brand new to the island. This is, I think, one of only four that are here so far, and it's the Hyundai i20 Active. And as you can see, it's a pretty, what I would call a compact SUV. I know that maybe refers to something else, but it's a big, small car. Tell me a little bit about it. Give me some of the specs.
Well, thanks, Jeremy. Thanks very much for highlighting one of our cars that we've just received for the first time, and we're really excited about it. It's, as you say, the i20 Active. They make several models in the i20, but we chose the Active, at least initially, because it is sort of a small SUV crossover type car, which there isn't as many of in this particular segment, in the E-Class car segment, as far as TCD is concerned. So,
tell me a little bit about the spec. It's a 1.4 engine. I know it comes in a 1 litre and a 1.2 litre, but you can't actually get that here, I understand.
Yeah, unfortunately, to a large extent, we're dictated to by the manufacturers, and so they make a model primarily for the Caribbean, and we get lumped in with that. But on the other side of it, it has to meet certain criteria here for TCD, the fuel mileage or the type of fuel that we use, also the categories that falls into, also the exhaust emissions. So we have to apply to TCD first to see which model fits, because not all of them, they'll make them for different regions. So ours has to be at a certain level for emissions, etc. So
you pretty much get what you're given.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the spec there, in terms of safety, any technology features.
Yeah, well, it has the basic stuff now. It's all pretty, I say basic. Most of the cars come with it now is the reverse camera and the sensors on the back side, so it helps you with the parking. And this one has disc brakes on all four wheels. It has all the airbags, 6 airbags, which is good. They have the curtain side airbags as well, with the front too. So it's got all the safety features that you need.
And it's got all the basic technology features. I saw it's got Bluetooth, etc. It's got the reverse camera, that kind of thing. All these seem to be fairly standard now.
Yeah, pretty much every car we bring in now, I think, has all of those features. If they don't have the camera, they have the sensors and/or. So this one has both. And it does have cloth seats, which some people like. It's a little cooler in the summer. Yeah.
It's an interesting car to bring in because the E-Class seems to me to be very competitive in Bermuda. There's an awful lot like this. I don't know why did you choose this particular model to bring in?
Well, 2 reasons. Primarily because, as I said, it's kind of an SUV or crossover sort of car, and there isn't that many of those in the E-Class segment. E being the TCD category. It goes A to H. E being sort of right in the middle. We have a lot of E-Class cars. We actually have 4 that we sell, 4 different models, one of which is being discontinued, which is the Accent, which has been around for a long time, the Hyundai Accent, which has been around for a long time, has been a very successful car for us. So we needed a replacement. So we found this one as well, and Hyundai came out with this one just recently, so it was a pretty easy decision to make. But there isn't many of the sort of crossover type in that market. The most of the SUVs or crossovers are in the G to H class. In Bermuda. So
do you treat this almost as an SUV, even though it's an E-Class?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the sort of the idea as far as selling it. It sits a little higher than the Accent did, or any of the other E-Class cars that we sell.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the car at all?
No, we're just very excited about it. It's a pretty cool looking car, I think, and as you can see, and we've already sold the first shipment, and looking forward. We've got shipments coming every month from now on that are already selling. So it's proving to be a popular car.
Okay, thanks very much. And now we're going to take it for a test drive. So we'll have a look at the interior and in a bit more detail, and the performance in a bit more detail. So we'll see you soon. Before we set off driving, I wanted to talk a little bit about driving position. Now, as I said before, I'm 6'2", but I've got an incredible amount of space here. I'm not cramped at all, and that's kind of surprising, even though it's a kind of a small SUV. What I like is I'm in a very comfortable position driving, my back's well supported and my arms are nice and bent. There's no reaching, so I'm nice and relaxed when I'm driving. Very clear dashboard. There's no issue there. Everything is, as you really would expect, within reach. Very easy. I know when I was taught to drive, I had to memorize where everything is. So I could do it with my eyes closed, not while I was driving, I hasten to add. And I could see the same thing happening here. Very nice little layout. It's not an expensive car, we know that, so you're not going to expect leather interior, and there is a lot of plastic, but it looks nice. Got no issue with that. And I think it's kind of what you'd expect, to be honest. Anyway, let's take it for a drive. I've been deliberately driving it over the potholes in the road. I know that sounds silly because it's difficult to miss the potholes, just to see what the suspension's like. And yeah, okay, it's not a Bentley. Hey, you know, we were spoiled when we drove the Bentley. You can see that on our YouTube site. So you can feel it, but at the same time, it's not like, you know, driving a toy car. It's perfectly within the realms of respectability. I'm not bouncing up and down. The steering wheel's not feeling it, and you know, for the E-Class, I think it's good. We were spoiled, and I won't get thanked by Auto Solutions for saying this. We were spoiled when we drove the Kia the other day, because that had been specially designed to be extremely quiet, and it was extremely quiet. But this, you know, this kind of measures up pretty well. We haven't got the radio on. We've got the AC on. The engine's very quiet. You hear a little growl when the gear changes, but again, for the E-Class, for the class it is, it's very good. I'm enjoying the ride a lot. I'm driving it in full automatic mode. There is a semi-automatic where you can flick the gears as well, but one thing, coming up in first is fine. You can feel second go, but then there's a bit of a drag, and you're kind of waiting a few seconds for that second to third to kick in, which is a little bit surprising for a 1.4. I mean, not that it matters in Bermuda, but there is slight sluggishness there. But that doesn't take away from the driving experience, which I'm quite enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the space around me for a small car, for what is essentially a small SUV, I think. What's my overall impression? Well, I'm pleased with the space. That's really quite surprised me. It's a big little car, and I find it very comfortable. Driving position's good. It's quiet, it's comfortable. I think that if my kids left, or we just have one kid, then this would be a very acceptable middle of the road car, family car to buy. It's got what you need. It's got the Bluetooth, it's got the USB, you know, it's got the usual things on the steering wheel, the controls. It's not basic though, anything but basic, and very comfortable, and a good drive.